To be sitting at a 14-6 ball game midway through the third quarter, and to have the two scores that they got in the first half happen the way they did, in the field position battle that we were in the first half constantly, with their punter being able to kill it inside the 5 on several occasions. Thought we were right in the middle of the thick of it. Had a few things go against us, and in a hurry, all of a sudden the floodgates opened, and we're in a situation just trying to get out of the ball game. So it was difficult. The only true crime that can happen is if we don't take our guys that are returning and learn from this, learn from not only today's experiences, but the things that we experienced throughout the entire course of the season, the highs, the lows, and the preparation that we had to get both of those. So I did admire the way they kept competing. I thought certain guys really battled the entire game, and unfortunately for us, we weren't able to send out a good group of seniors on a positive note. So with that, open up for any questions.
Bret, what did you guys see on tape that led you to try that play with Karimi and Turner and Hill out on the
quad set early on? Well, the play, it really wasn't anything. No one had used that against them. It was just something that we went into a bowl prep. It was a quad set, basically an overbalanced formation, and there was an option of the bubble pass that Dustin tried to throw, as well as Garrett Graham. If you looked at the play, Garrett was streaking down the middle of the field open, and bottom line, we'd love to have that play back, but it was something that we were excited to get in the bowl game and run.
Bret, does trying something like that get away from who you guys are, though, and what you wanted to do in the game?
Well, every bowl game prep last year, we had a certain series that we were going to, but unfortunately the player got injured beforehand, and it was really the only wrinkle formation-wise of the day. Everything else was standard quo. If it had had a better result, everybody would be saying what a great formation it was, but obviously it didn't.
There were a couple instances where your defense had a chance to make stops. One after the after the replay, overturned the fumble, and then one after the roughing the punter penalty. Are those instances where your guys still need to be able to bow up and stop Florida State?
Well, anytime you're in third down, you want to get off the field. We had one that was actually an incomplete pass, but we were offsides up front, and then bottom line, the third down, and I believe it was maybe 14 or 15 on the deep dig. It was a big play. Their hats off to their defense. They were successful several times on third down, and that's a huge factor in the game.
For both of you, what are your thoughts on FSU's speed and their ability on defense to rise up when they needed to?
Well, my hat goes out to Florida State. They did a tremendous job today. I thought in the third and fourth quarter, their offense, but their defense really capitalized on a few turnovers. The very first one of the game, obviously, to make that play happen and turn it into a touchdown, and then the play later in the game that was a huge momentum swing. We just weren't able to, make those guys get down after they made certain plays. Their speed is what it is. But bottom line, you got to be able to make plays. And Dustin can comment.
Like he said, they're fast. We knew they were. Their defensive line did a good job getting pressure on me, but their DBs did a great job of covering downfield for me, and I had a hole on the ball. There were parts, where I probably should have got the ball out and did it, but, they played well, so hats off to them.
At the first half, you're down 14-3. I think you'd be thinking you're going off the field with a lead the way you played.
Yeah.
Can you look at this team? Is this a team where the results maybe often don't match the effort and the performance level?
It's going to be easy to jump on, and the things I just shared with the team. I didn't think it was a point in time where I needed to, get into a berating session. I thought our guys, they prepared very, very hard to be where we were in the middle of the third quarter. At halftime, to be down 14-3, I believe it was, didn't have a reflection of what the game, the way it went. It was a huge 14-point swing. We were moving the ball pretty well there on the first intercept. Well, it was a behind the pass, behind line of scrimmage, lateral that ended up being a score. That was a huge play. And then at the end of the half, for us to put our defense back out there and have them score that touchdown was disalarming. It was disheartening for our guys, but they knew at halftime they were right in the middle of it. And it is. I think our guys play at a level that unfortunately this record won't indicate, but it's a 7-6 football team any way you cut it.
Dustin, on that play that you guys tried with the quad set, was that your first? You just looked straight out to the right side? Because Bret said that Garrett was open down the middle.
Yeah, he was. I did the wrong thing. We went out there and lined up in it, and they weren't adjusted to it over there. And I'm trying to get off the ball and stab it, throw it out there, but they ended up, they were all over the right on the line, so the guy came free, tipped the ball, which was a lateral, but Garrett was wide open. Obviously, if I could have done it again, we would have thrown a touchdown to Garrett, but a whole different ball game. So, that's on me, and I guess it's something that you learn from.
Taking down the clock at the end of the half with a minute.
Well, no, we had 3 timeouts, and we felt that we wanted to be able to. First off, we felt really good about a punt return. That again, a key factor for them. Their punter kicker is a phenomenal football player. He drove David deep. Obviously, we don't want to catch the ball anytime our heels are on the 10, and he got David going back far, and we really thought we had a field return out there to the right, and that put us in bad field position, which made us run the ball on first down, and came right back with a pass. It was incomplete, and then it did put our defense in a tough spot out there, but we wanted to be aggressive. We'd been moving the football on them and just hadn't capitalized, so we wanted to try and score points right before the end of the half.
Dustin, I know you're hoping for a good performance, kind of lead into next year. What were you most disappointed with, and what's going to be your mindset in the offseason coming off this game?
I was disappointed with everything. I knew going into it, I had to play well because I knew that they were going to put 9 guys in the box, going to stop our run, and that's how you kind of beat us. That's what people try to do to us all year when I was playing, and I didn't play well, and we lost. So, I just got to move on from it, and I'm just trying to take everything that I do and just learn from it, and and try to carry it with me, throughout the summer and the spring and fall camp, and and just move forward with everything.
Coach, you talked about learning from this, learning from the season. What can you learn from a season and from a bowl game like this where so many things seem to go wrong?
Well, exactly right. All the things that went wrong, you got to be able to understand why they happened, how they happened, be able to correct them. As coaches, we need to be definitely more disciplined in certain aspects of just the basic fundamentals. The execution of a certain block, a certain route, a pass protection, and be sound in what we're doing. We can't give away plays just based on a poor execution, and it really gets down to every play matters. That was one of the things we really stressed during our preparation, is that you never know. It could be 2nd and 10 in the middle of the second quarter. You have an opportunity to make a play, and you don't make it, or we miss an opportunity, and that may be the difference in the game. And I go look at that play in the middle of the third quarter when, unfortunately, we weren't able to come up with it, but I thought that was going to be a huge momentum. I didn't think I was going to get overturned. We're looking at a 14-6 ball game, and we got the ball on the 20-yard line. We just were never able to recover of it, get off the field on third down.
Dustin, Coach mentioned it briefly, but how frustrating is it to start inside the 5-yard line the first 3 possessions of the game, and how much was field position a factor today?
It's frustrating, but we kind of did it to ourselves. We never could get the ball moving. We gave them a short field, and they could punt us, and they could, and pin us deep. Obviously it's not easy. We got out of there a couple times, and we just kept shooting ourselves in the foot and kind of convert on third down, and that's just how it went. You can't win ball games that way.
As you shift your focus to recruiting, how much more difficult is it when you're in a state like Wisconsin that doesn't produce necessarily enough players to stock an entire team all the time than maybe coaches in Florida or Texas or California? How much harder do you and your staff have to work?
Well, for us at Wisconsin, and by far the most productive players and the highest percentage of players that we recruit and bring in and have productivity are from Wisconsin. We'd love every player on our roster to be from the state of Wisconsin, to be quite honest, but we can't fill up our scholarship numbers. There just aren't enough Division I football players to get us at that point. But I don't know if it puts us any more difficult challenge or anything like that. We've done a great job of identifying our class of this year and feel very good about where we are right now, and we'll finish it up with some additional guys here down the stretch. But the part that stands out as I've been there at Wisconsin and going back to Coach Alvarez's time, the players that we bring in from the state of Wisconsin usually are very productive.
One last question.
This, Coach, it isn't about recruiting that I was going to ask. It's more about the guys coming back. And do you feel that the pieces really are in place for this program to take a step up?
Well, at a 7-6 football team, we need to move forward. We don't want to have any time in our program where it's not a winning record. This team did put itself in a position to go to a very good football, a very good bowl game. got down to Florida for the 5th time in a row. There's a lot of teams in our conference that would love to be able to say they've gone to 7 straight bowl games. But the bottom line is we expect things to be higher at Wisconsin, and we lose a lot of good football players. We lose a group of 17 seniors that have played a lot of football for us. Up front, defensive line is going to be a key position for us. But the development of certain guys at the wide receiver, at the tight end, because we were banged up at the offensive line, we had some guys get some reps in there. Obviously, when we made a change and Dustin was able to get experience at the quarterback position, but John Clay kept getting better and better. So the part that you have to do as a coach now is do as much as you can to help the seniors move on to their dreams of the future, but you have to, get ready to go into spring ball with the guys that you have returning to be as good a football team as they can be. And it's a difficult task because of the way the season ended, but my guess is because of the kind of kids we have, they'll probably have a better focus than ever before during their times here at Wisconsin.
All right, thank you.